A three-legged stool is only valuable or useful if the legs are the same length and strength. If one leg is shorter than the others, it'll wobble and not be useful. If one leg is weaker than the others, it'll eventually collapse. So all three legs must be of equal strength and equal length. And those three legs are, first and foremost, the customer, the client, the consumer. Number two is the employee, the associate, the person delivering the service or the product. And third is the company or the owner, management. These things are all key important components. And those companies that understand the symbiotic relationship and understand the importance of the success of the other two groups are the ones that grow and become successful.
3 generations.
Oh, wisdom.
Wisdom. As an employee currently working right now for my dad, I've really learned the importance of the employee's job in the three-legged stool. Now, a lot of people think that the big bad company is just trying to get as much money as they can and working their employees down to the bone and then paying them as little as they can, but that's simply not true. The employee is directly linked to the company. For example, when this business was just starting, I was making about $10 an hour and my dad was making negative $300. Now, granted, he was using that money to invest, but that just shows you how much the employee, is directly linked to the entire company. So we've got to know that the more that I do, or as employees we do in that three-legged stool, the more money that is funneled into the company itself, and which in return, grows as a whole.
Let me explain. As the employee takes care of the consumer, the customer, the client, they're happy, they return for repeat business, and they have nothing but good things to say about the company. They in turn pay the company, and the company is able to profit and grow. If the company is successful, it's able to then take care of its employees, associates. It's able to pay them, have a career path instead of a job, be able to grow and expand. And of course, as the employee is taken care of, they in turn are motivated to take care of the customer. And this symbiotic relationship can spiral up as opposed to sometimes how it spirals down. When the customer wants to see the company be successful, they understand that companies are in business to be profitable. They want that company around so they continue to provide them with their products or services that they need. They want the company to be around so that warranty is of value. They want the company to be successful. The company, of course, needs to be profitable or it can't stay in business. And it wants the employees to be successful, wants them to be able to have a chance for promotion, for growth, to expand, where they can recognize and reward the good employees. They know that they are taking care of the consumer. When the employee understands the importance, they want the company to be successful as well. They want to get a paycheck not only this month, but maybe next month and 3 months down the road and next year. They would like to see the company be successful and grow so that they have a career path. So once all three of these components understand the significance and importance of each other, they grow and expand. And this is the key to successful companies.
Whenever I think of the three-legged stool, I think about how it applies to every decision I make in my business. We're actually here in my newest location here in Arizona, a martial arts school, and we always ask ourselves, number one, is this good for our brand, for our dojo, for our reputation in the community? So that's number one. Is it good for the dojo? Number two, is it good for the student? There's things that are great for the dojo, but maybe it's not the best for the student. Usually those two fall in line. And then the third question is it profitable? Because it might be great for the dojo, it might be great for the student, but it might not be profitable, and then we can't keep doing it or we go out of business, right? Now, I also apply it actually when I'm teaching martial arts. We always say you need to find a martial art that's going to balance the three keys. The three-legged stool in martial arts is number one, self-defense. If it's not learning how to defend yourself, it's not really a martial art. Number two, physical fitness. You can't just talk about, protecting yourself. You got to build up your strength and stamina so you can do so. And then number 3, and most importantly really for me, character development. We're trying to reach our top shelf version of ourselves. So we need to stand on the stool to get there. And that stool is supported by those 3 legs. And then you can even take it a step further. I mean, we're applying this a lot, but just to give you some ideas, the 3-legged stool is this concept that you can use in a lot of things. Even within self-defense, right? You have 3 legs you got to stand on. You got to be able to protect yourself in a free movement situation where there's punching and kicking, in a clinch situation where you're being grabbed or choked, or on the ground where a lot of fights end up. So if you are not really working all 3 of those, then maybe your leg of self-defense isn't as strong as the character development and the physical fitness, right? Or maybe you do great self-defense, but you don't really have that character development. So now you're just getting amped up all the time and you don't have anything to kind of balance you out. So we are all on a quest to be our best, to reach those higher levels. But just make sure you understand this concept of the 3-legged stool so that you can make sure what you're standing on to reach those top levels is sturdy and strong and doesn't collapse on you.
In summary, being in all 3 of them myself, being of course a consumer, and whether that's buying something or anything else, being an employee, of course, working with my dad, and I have myself, been the company, doing some side jobs and running some things myself. I've learned that each of those 3, when working together, can either build each other up significantly or tear each other down.
Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. We need to think of this as an ongoing process. We're constantly working on strengthening each leg of the stool, maybe putting in a cross beam. Everybody taking care of each other so that the business can be successful and have a sustainable growth plan.
Well, in the end, I don't know what to say.
All right, good. Short and sweet.
Oh yeah.
Bill Gates once said, "Boo."
Okay, I'll strengthen the cross beams. What do you call those things that go in between the stool? Cross beams? Okay, we're going with cross beams.
Support beams.
Support
I'm
beams.
just trying to give you some good blooper reels.
It's working. All right. So we know that everything's connected.